I see you sitting there at the kitchen table. The plate is set, the tea is poured, and the chair across from you remains empty. Eating another meal alone at 81. I see the way you look at that empty space, the way the quietness of the house settles around your shoulders like a heavy winter coat you never asked to wear. You might think that in this profound silence, you are entirely unseen and forgotten by the world passing outside your window. But I am always with you, my child. I am sitting right there beside you, watching the steam rise from your cup, feeling the specific ache that sits heavy in your chest. I have never looked away from you, not for a single second of your 81 years. If my words brought you peace today, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can walk together every day. Let me begin by telling you something you desperately need to hear, something you perhaps haven't heard in a very long time. I know how tired you are, and it is entirely okay to feel this exhausted. You have lived through so many seasons, carried so many burdens, and walked through so many storms that others know absolutely nothing about. You have been strong for your family, strong for your friends, strong for your community. You have spent decades holding things together, making endless sacrifices in the quiet hours, and burying your own fears so that others could feel safe and secure. Now, at 81, the rushing adrenaline of youth has faded, and the sheer weight of all those years has finally caught up with you. I want to validate that deep, hollow ache inside your heart today. The sorrow you feel is not a sign of weakness. It is a beautiful testament to how deeply you have loved and how fully you have lived. I see the secret tears you quickly wipe away before anyone can catch a glimpse, ashamed of your own vulnerability. I know the nights when sleep refuses to come, when the house is utterly still, and the memories come flooding back like a rising tide. I see you remembering the faces of those who have gone ahead, the echoes of laughter that used to fill these hallways, the fleeting moments you desperately wish you could hold on to just a little bit longer. You carry an invisible museum of memories within you, and sometimes, walking through its vast halls by yourself is simply too much to bear. Do not feel guilty for the sadness that visits you. The world often tells you to just keep smiling, to simply count your blessings, or to brush away the loneliness as if it were mere dust on a windowsill. But I do not ask you to pretend with me. I am your savior, yes, but I am also your closest, most intimate friend. I am the one who wept outside the tomb of a dear friend. I understand the bitter sting of loss and the suffocating grip of isolation. When you sit at that table and the quietness threatens to overwhelm you, you do not need to put on a brave face for me. You can let the tears fall. I catch every single one of them. You have been carrying a massive load for far too long. There is a specific kind of exhaustion that comes not from physical labor, but from the emotional marathon of life. The years have added heavy layers of quiet grief, unspoken regrets, and a gnawing fear of the days to come. You look at your hands that have worked so hard, built so much, and held so many, and you wonder if your time of purpose has completely passed. You wonder if this is all that is left, just the ticking of the clock, the solitary meals, and the fading light of evening. My dear child, hear my voice speaking directly into your spirit right now. I see your pain, and I honor your journey. Every heavy sigh you release into the empty room is a prayer that reaches my ears. You are not a forgotten relic of a bygone era. You are my precious creation, refined by the intense fires of life. The loneliness that the modern world so casually inflicts upon its elders breaks my heart just as much as it breaks yours. Society may move incredibly fast, rushing past the slow and the silent, but I am never in a hurry. I have all of eternity, yet I choose to spend this present moment sitting right here at the table with you. Let go of the heavy guilt that tells you you should be doing better, that you should be happier, or that you have somehow failed because you find yourself feeling solitary at 81. The isolation you feel is not a punishment. I am stepping into this sacred space with you right now. As you take your next breath, I want you to feel the comforting warmth of my presence wrapping around you. You have carried the weight of the world for far too long. I saw your secret tears, and I understand exactly how tired you are. Let me carry this burden for you today. How did the years slip by so incredibly fast? It often feels like just yesterday you were looking forward with endless horizons, your house echoing with the vibrant noise of a busy life, your calendar filled with the beautiful chaos of raising a family and building a future. Now you look in the mirror and see the reflection of an 81-year-old, and a quiet, profound shock ripples through your soul. Where did the decades go? The anatomy of this heavy weight you are carrying today was not formed overnight. It did not suddenly drop onto your shoulders in your late 70s. No, it was gathered slowly, day by day, year by year, as the relentless pace of time quietly marched on, stealing little pieces of your peace without you even realizing they were missing. Life happens so fast that in the desperate attempt to survive its many trials, we often lose a part of ourselves. To protect your heart from the profound pain of loss, from the sting of disappointments, and from the harsh realities of a broken world, you slowly began to build walls. At first, these walls were just a temporary shelter, a way to keep the biting winds of grief and betrayal out. You told yourself you just needed to be strong for a little while longer, to push through the hurt, to keep the family moving forward. But as the years turned into decades, those protective walls grew thicker and taller. The very defenses you built to keep the pain out eventually became the barriers that locked you inside with your isolation. The modern world we live in is loud, hurried, and often unforgiving, leaving little room for the gentle pace of a soul that has lived 81 years. It celebrates constant motion, often discarding the quiet wisdom you embody. In the midst of this rushing world, your worries began to multiply. You carried the heavy burden of providing, the silent anxieties about your children's futures, the unspoken regrets over chances not taken, the unforgiveness, sometimes toward others, but so often toward yourself, settled into the cracks of your heart like dust in an empty room. Without you ever consciously choosing it, the vibrant joy of your earlier days was slowly suffocated by the daily grind of survival, leaving behind a profound sense of solitude. I have watched this subtle theft of your peace, and my heart has longed to step in and lift this heavy armor from your weary frame. Do you remember the ancient promise I gave to my servant David, a promise designed to echo through the centuries and reach you precisely in this moment? I whispered into his spirit, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul." My dear child, I am that shepherd, and your weary, beautiful 81-year-old soul is exactly what I wish to restore today. You have been wandering in a dry landscape of memories, but I have green pastures of perfect, unshakable peace waiting specifically for you. I also promised in that same beautiful psalm, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." The loneliness you feel right now, the shadowy fear of the unknown, the ache of an empty house, this is your valley. But notice the promise. You are walking through it, and you are not walking alone. You do not need to fear the shadows of aging or the silence of this empty table, for I am sitting right here with you. My presence is your absolute comfort. The walls of pride and self-reliance you built to survive are no longer necessary, because I am your gentle companion. The thief of time may have stolen the bustling noise of your younger days, but it can never steal the eternal peace I have set aside for you. The regrets that whisper in the dark, reminding you of past mistakes, have no power here in my presence. We are going to look together at where you lost yourself in the hurried blur of the past 8 decades, not to assign blame, but to gently gather the scattered pieces of your heart. I am here to dismantle the walls, to silence the past, and to remind you that your spirit is as cherished to me now as it was on the day you took your very first breath. Let us look up from the empty chair opposite you, my child. Lift your eyes and look into mine. The world has a very cruel, relentless way of measuring worth by youth, by endless productivity, and by how much future stretches out ahead of a person. It whispers the devastating lie that at 81 years old, the best chapters of your story have already been written. The ink has permanently dried, and there is absolutely nothing left to do but quietly wait for the inevitable end. But the world does not know the author of life. I am not bound by the ticking hands of a grandfather clock in the hallway, nor do I measure the immense value of your days by the fading pages left on a calendar. To me, you are not fading away, you are arriving. This very moment, sitting at this table, is the perfect, divine intersection of your weary heart and my boundless, restorative grace. The enemy of your peace absolutely loves the phrase, "too late." He uses it as a weapon to torment you in the middle of the night, constantly bringing up past mistakes, missed opportunities, and the broken relationships you feel you no longer have the time or energy to mend. He desperately wants you to believe that the heavy baggage of your past is permanently shackled to your spirit. But my grace does not operate on fragile human time frames. In my eternal economy of love, there is absolutely no such thing as too late. Do you remember the man who hung on the cross beside me? In the final, agonizing moments of his life, with all his years completely squandered and his breath failing, he simply turned his face to me. In a single, miraculous heartbeat, his entire eternity was rewritten. If I can pour out the absolute fullness of paradise in a matter of seconds, imagine the profound beauty I can create with the days, months, and years you still have remaining. The time that remains for you, no matter how long or short it might be, is more than enough for my perfect redemption and my profound peace to take deep root in your home. You do not need to climb a spiritual mountain, read 1,000 books, or perform some grand gesture of penance to earn my comfort. That is the incredible beauty of what I did for you. It is already finished. The heavy lifting is done. All the guilt you harbor over the times you lost your temper, the times you prioritized the wrong things, the times you failed to be the parent, the spouse, or the friend you desperately wanted to be. I need you to let it all go. Hand it to me right now across this table. Look at your beautiful, worn, 81-year-old hands. Open them. Release the incredibly tight grip you have maintained on your regrets, and let my forgiveness wash over those calluses. I am turning the page of your life today, offering a completely new perspective. This late season of your life is not meant to be a dreary waiting room for the end. It is designed by me to be a sanctuary of grace. The heavy silence of your house does not have to be a painful echo chamber of loneliness anymore. It can instantly become a sacred, intimate space of communion between you and me. When the world stripped away the noise, the rushing, and the endless demands on your time, it unwittingly gave you the most precious gift, the quiet, undisturbed space to finally hear my gentle whisper clearly. I am calling you out of the cold shadows of your past and into the warm, golden, healing light of my unconditional love. You are forgiven, my precious child, completely, entirely, and forever forgiven. Every single morning you wake up and draw a breath. It is a deliberate, highly intentional gift from me to you. It means I am not finished pouring my love into your life. The grace I am offering you today is like a gentle, cleansing spring rain falling softly on the parched, tired soil of your soul. It completely washes away the accumulated dust and debris of 8 decades of frantic striving. You have spent your whole life trying to hold everything and everyone together, trying to be good enough, trying to simply survive the storms. Now, the struggle is over. Your only task in this beautiful season is to simply sit still and be unconditionally loved by me. Rest in the absolute certainty that I hold your past with tender mercy, your present with unending love, and your future with absolute, unbreakable security. The peace you have been desperately searching for all these years is sitting right here with you, sharing this meal, intimately holding your heart. Now that we have cleared away the heavy, suffocating debris of guilt and the painful shadows of your past, let us look forward together at the beautiful, quiet days ahead of you. You might be sitting there wondering, Lord, what do I do now? How do I actually live out this newfound peace when the house remains incredibly quiet and I am still 81 years old? I am going to give you a gentle, profoundly loving path to walk with me every single day. These are not heavy commandments or exhausting, complicated tasks to add to a busy schedule. You have done enough striving in your life. Instead, these are simple, intimate invitations to let me carry your daily burdens and truly share your home. First, I want you to completely change how you begin your mornings. When you first open your weary eyes and the profound, echoing stillness of the house greets you, do not let your mind immediately rush to the people who are missing or the familiar aches in your 81-year-old joints. Before your feet even touch the floor, while you are still wrapped in your blankets, simply whisper to me, "Good morning, my Lord. Thank you for this day. I give it entirely to you." In that exact beautiful moment, you are actively inviting my divine light to chase away the lingering cold shadows of the night. You are intentionally setting the tone for a day where you are not walking alone, but hand in hand with your loving Creator. Second, let us transform this very dining table where you sit right now. That empty chair across from you has been a painful, visual reminder of profound loss for far too long. Starting today, I want you to look at it completely differently. Let it become a physical anchor for my invisible, yet very real presence in your dining room. When you pour your morning coffee or your evening tea, pour it with the absolute knowledge that I am sitting right there with you. Talk to me out loud as you eat your meals. Tell me about the beautiful birds you see outside your window, the old memories that suddenly make you smile, and even the tiny, daily frustrations of getting older. Treat me as your constant, listening companion, because I truly am. The agonizing silence of your house will quickly transform into a beautiful, sacred sanctuary of intimate conversation between the two of us. Third, I want you to practice the gentle, healing art of daily release. As you go about your day, whenever a heavy thought from the past tries to creep back into your mind, a sudden memory of a parenting mistake you made decades ago, or a sharp pang of resentment towards someone who deeply hurt you, I want you to physically open your hands. Imagine placing that specific, painful thought right into my open palms. Say out loud to the empty room, "Lord, I simply cannot carry this anymore. I give this heavy burden entirely to you." And then, my precious child, leave it with me. Do not take it back. Let my perfect, unconditional forgiveness wash over you and over those who have wronged you. You do not have the time or the spiritual strength at 81 to carry the heavy luggage of bitter resentment. Travel light, warmly wrapped in my absolute grace. Finally, you must remember that you still possess a profound, beautiful purpose on this earth. The world desperately needs the quiet, refined, and deeply tested wisdom of an 81-year-old soul who walks in divine peace. You may not be running marathons or leading corporate boardrooms anymore, but your quiet prayers are incredibly powerful and shake the very heavens. Your gentle, encouraging words to a lonely neighbor, a sudden phone call to a younger family member who is struggling, or simply the peaceful, radiant smile you offer to a stressed stranger at the grocery store. These are profound, world-changing acts of ministry. You are a beacon of my pure love in a very hurried, anxious world. Let my light shine brightly through the beautiful, weathered lines of your face. As we finish this meal together, I want you to take a deep, cleansing breath. Feel the absolute stillness of the room, not as an agonizing, empty void, but as a warm, comforting blanket of my perfect peace settling gently over your shoulders. You are entirely safe. You are deeply, unconditionally loved, and you will never, ever eat another meal truly alone again. I am always with you, my precious child, today, tomorrow, and for all of eternity. If you feel my comforting presence sitting with you right now, I invite you to make a simple declaration of our new journey together. Leave your burden in the comments below. Type, "I receive your peace, Lord." And please, subscribe to the channel so we can continue to walk together, side by side, every single day. I love you.